Katie's got her hair crimped. You fan of the crimp?
I don't know what that means.
I did not crimp my hair.
Sounds like
They even make those anymore?
They do make those.
Were you a crimper?
No.
Really?
I didn't
Oh, dude, if I saw your 5'11", 100-pound, 7th grade body walking by with some crimped hair back in the day, I would have.
Where Katie grew up, it was probably
you to formal.
more common to crump than it was to crimp.
True. Oh, yeah. Did you crump? Atlanta? ATL?
Yeah.
You ever do braids? Like cornrows?
No.
What do you think about a white? You ever see a white girl or boy in like braided cornrows? Thoughts?
Only on a mission trip.
Anymore? Only on a mission trip.
Yeah.
Or if they recently visited Jamaica, then they would have them.
Yeah, the cruise stopped in.
We got to be out on that, right?
I personally would not look good in that with that hairstyle. So
why's that?
My forehead is too big for that.
Too big of a forehead?
Yeah.
You walk it through and be like, dang, that corn's falling back.
Yep.
That'd be crazy, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you have kind of a weird shaped head.
Yep. Our daughter has it too. So.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Can't do cornrows with her?
Yeah, sadly.
Forehead's too big?
Her forehead like salutes itself.
What?
Does that make sense? We're back with another episode of Correct Opinions. For my daughter's, for my daughter's 5 head, give us 5 stars.
There it is. Yeah.
Like, subscribe. We have a great episode for y'all today. Lots to talk about. So let's get into it and roll music. Correct Opinions. Correct Opinions. I shouldn't make fun of my daughter.
You should not.
She's 5 months. It's cute. It's not. She'll grow out of it.
Hope so.
You hope so.
Some of these.
Didn't. Have you ever? No, you did. Mm-hmm. It fits your body. Mm-hmm. So we have to hope that she is giant.
Yeah.
Or else.
She currently is on trend to be giant. So
I know in puppies, you look at the paws, and that kind of shows you how big they're going to grow into. How big are her hands and feet? We could treat her like a German Shepherd.
Big.
That is
good
classic.
hands and feet.
Did you ever have an example of that? I actually knew. There's a kid, one of my good friends, his little brother was like a normal height, but in like 6th grade, he was wearing a size like 13 shoe.
He'll grow into those.
He's 6'7".
That was me. I was front row for everything, but giant feet.
Front row?
Like for pictures, you go in the front row for pictures.
Oh.
I was always a short kid growing up.
And they're just wait, this freak's going to grow.
Yeah, little clown.
There you go. What size shoe were you rocking in?
13.
In what grade?
8th grade.
Oh my, it's disgusting. And what do you wear now?
13. They just stayed the same. Or
Yeah,
I may have been like that guy that's like, oh, I need these big shoes.
Yeah. We all definitely did that. I definitely wore a size up.
Yeah.
For a phase.
Oh, really?
Like, no, I need the 12.
Oh.
I serious. It took into and even my own parents. Your parents ever do that to you? They're like, come on, I got you a 2X. You're like, I don't, that's too big for me. I don't know if y'all parents ever size you wrong.
The closest we ever got to that was my uncle one time warning me about a girl that I was interested in because she said she looks good now, but she has big arms.
And he was shooting you straight, right?
He
Oh
was.
my gosh,
All
he
right.
said that?
Yeah. And
he said, Jake, pay attention. She's skinny through the waist, but the arms.
she will grow into those arms.
Got those.
Oh my gosh.
I remember him telling me that.
You broke up with her that night, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I lost interest for sure. Yeah. Luckily, we weren't officially dating yet. But yeah, I was probably 17 years old, and I think about it all the time.
That's what he said when you were 17 to this poor teenage girl. Oh, he didn't say it to her.
We didn't say it to her.
Yeah, he said it to me. Like, hey, just look out.
And
they grow into their arms.
Right. He
It's like
wasn't
an alligator skin.
discouraging it. He was just simple as a fact of life.
Just know what you're getting into.
Not good.
Hard to hide arms.
Not good.
Might have been his exact phrase.
That's an uncle thing to say.
Yeah.
That's
Grow into those triceps.
I mean, I remember, speaking of I think I was 5.
Ever go around and give us things your uncle told you?
Let's do it.
My uncle, but my dad.
My uncle, last time I was around him, he said,
Excuse me, I was talking.
Oh. Well, you were kind of, I thought I was saving you because you're doing a lot of I
was 5'9", 100 pounds in middle school. And after soccer game, my dad said, one day you won't look so awkward out there.
That was encouraging. That's just a
And
fact.
And he was also right.
I didn't know that I looked awkward out there. So I was glad to learn that.
Yeah, it's too bad that you didn't bring it up. You're like, man, I just feel so goofy out there. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, you'll grow out of it. You were like, hey,
Remember
you having a pretty good
thinking-
day? Well, you look awkward as heck out there.
Like a baby deer.
I'm sure that's what it looked like.
Mhm.
I mean, I remember in the moment thinking, oh my gosh, but like, I really don't think it affected me moving forward somehow. But
I saw Katie play soccer once. She's a whole nother person. You wouldn't believe it.
Throwing elbows or what?
Yeah.
yeah,
She was
taking-
pregnant out there.
I was actually.
She was like undercover pregnant. I was like, be careful. She was just throwing her body around. Not awkward. Not a baby deer.
Like
More
normal
a
and proportionate.
water buffalo.
I grew into it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Did you have any
desire?
desire to play soccer? That was like your main sport.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be super fun.
Find a little rec league.
Yeah.
I think hope it happens. Hope I wake up at a soccer field.
don't
That's
know.
how you answered it. Like,
I'm
yeah, I
like-
mean, sure. If you could set it up for me, I'll.
Is there
I'll
a
do
game right now?
I mean,
Not doing anything right now.
I've been pregnant a lot in the past couple of
That's
years.
a good point, though.
so-
Doing intramurals takes a certain amount of. There's like a couple of times to be like, yeah, let's do it, and you look it up, and they're like, well, it's off season. You got to wait a few months, and then it
They've been
Yeah.
getting us recently. We're in a volleyball league, me and Rachel, and all of our games are at 9:30.
See, that's starting.
See,
That's
I
so
couldn't.
late.
That's fun when you're 24, but
It's
at some
so
point you're
late.
like, my goodness.
I mean, yeah. So what? You're done at 10:30.
Yeah, you get home, 10:45, 11. Last night
You
we
gotta
watched
shower,
a
hope
full
maybe.
episode of Severance, and we're like, all right, we're done. Let's call it a night by 9:00. I was like getting ready for bed. I was like, Rachel, our volleyball game wouldn't have started for another 30 minutes
Yeah.
because the other team forfeited. That happens a lot. We've
That's-
only played like 3 games this
Oh.
season.
They need to,
Yeah.
if they're doing it right, they need to charge these people for when you show up and they're like, this is my problem too. I don't ever play like pickup sports because I either want it to be like for a money or something, or what's the point?
Yeah, I have some friends like that. They're like, I need an official if I'm going
I
to play
need an
basketball.
official, and
yeah.
because you show up and you're like, yeah, I'm just kind of playing pickup. What's the point? It needs to be
You're like,
the
you're-
NBA finals
you're like
where
way
I'm
too
not
intense.
coming, and we go to the
Yeah,
intramurals, and then you see a
shocker.
team that's like, we only have 4 guys. We could play 5-on-4. I would rather get hit by a bus. You're like, why? What's the point of this? Or they're like, we just picked up this guy, this random guy.
I kind of feel like
We
it's
did that one
you
night
that's
in
the
volleyball.
problem.
We picked up a random guy, that gay guy with the short shorts who had
Yes.
a heck of a serve.
He was good.
And I was like, but didn't you feel? I was like, this is kind of cheating. We just picked up this random good gay guy, and that's
Yeah.
not fair.
One gay
Where
is
else would I
equivalent
need
to
it?
2 heteros in volleyball. So we actually had, it was 7-on-6.
I don't know. That's why I started going down to Westport, and I was just recruiting. I was like,
We need 4 of you.
Let me see. Show me how you bump.
Easy.
Turned around
All
Mhm.
right.
and bumps that spike. But it was a fun time. Y'all still playing indoor, outdoor?
Indoor. I'm thinking about going. I would like your guys' opinion on this. I'm thinking about going Karen on the organization putting this on because we've played in a
Okay.
few leagues. And yes, Rachel's a very good player, but it's not like I grew up playing volleyball. I'm nothing special. But what keeps happening is we keep steamrolling these teams to where it's not even fun. And we're in the like competitive league. Last session, there was not one but 2 teams named Kansas City Art Institute. That's not the name of a team you want to see in the competitive division. You just
No.
know it's not going to be good. And it wasn't. I'm sure they're phenomenal at painting.
That what's the name of a Greco-Roman?
Greco-Roman.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm
period.
sure. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were probably better than us in a lot of stuff, but not even close to volleyball. And in this session, it's the same thing. We're playing people who are serving underhanded. We played a team. We looked on the schedule and they were like 0-3 and we were 3-0. And we just showed up with 3 people and we beat them. 3 on 6.
Then you're like, why are we even? Yeah, that's
That's really
why are we
hard to
even
do.
here?
I feel like once again, I feel like this is maybe a you problem. If it, because
Oh.
they
Oh.
don't have the people.
But why don't wait? What do you mean?
Like
What?
there aren't teams that could play against you that would be competitive.
What, you don't think there's any? Wow, that's quite a compliment.
Thank you. I'm
There's
like
no
in
one
the
as athletic as
1%.
Jake in the entire metro area.
Well, I'm just saying, like they're doing their best trying to put what they think is the competitive people in there, but they can't help it if people don't sign up, right?
Well, see, these people are choosing, like these individuals, these teams are signing up for this league, like knowing that they're signing up for like the top league. That's
So
my
there's
issue. Is like,
no-
let's relegate them.
Oh, so the league doesn't like vet them at all.
No, and that's what they need to do.
I see.
We've
I
had
see.
2 teams
Okay.
forfeit. 3 teams, I think, are deaf or blind. You know, it's like, let's get us some
Yeah.
competition here.
I see.
I'm thinking about sending them an email.
Yes, they need to have some sort of vetting process.
Thank you.
I thought you were saying that they were betting them, and I was like, well, I don't.
Sorry, you're just way better.
Yeah.
I like going Karen. I did this recently. And I want to ask you and the Recties. I want to be honest with me, okay? I get a Grubhub order, and this is my thing with Grubhub. It'll say, this will come anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes from now. Let's say.
Okay.
I deem that acceptable.
Okay.
Now, when this all of a sudden's like, he's over here now.
51.
It's going to be an hour and 20 minutes. So now I'm furious, especially when you get into a world of kids and this, that you're on a very
Routine.
tight. And I was like, okay, help, chat. So you see what's happening, right? That's not really cool. Could I get a little discount, a credit? And they're like, I'm seeing it's still showing up in the estimated time frame. I was like, that it's changing. They talk to you like you're stupid. And so this has happened several times. So finally I had enough. I was just chatting like, you got to give me something. This is they'll go $5. I'm like, that's not, no, it's a $50 order. It's more than 10% late.
Okay.
Math. And I'm just going back and forth. I'm like, you know what? And then I had an idea. I was like, I don't know what to do because they wouldn't give me a refund. I'm like, no, what's funny? I'm going to get my refund anyway. And the guy in the chat was like, okay. And then when it arrived, I just said, how's your order? I said half of it was missing. And they go, refund automatically. Now, that's a lie, right? But given the entire story, is it acceptable and encouraged and smart?
Now, Trey, you know. 2 wrongs do not make a right.
Ooh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
2 wrongs can lead a man to fish.
All right. You should hang out with those dorks at the Art Institute. However you say it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right.
You and Socrates.
So you think it's bad what I did?
Yes, you should not lie.
Okay. That's 1 vote.
Derek?
It comes out of the delivery guys stuff, right? Or like who gets penalized?
That's a good question.
Good question.
My understanding, again, it's like, when Amazon, you go, my order didn't arrive. And sometimes instantaneously, like, here's your money back.
Yeah.
I'd imagine there's some algorithm where they're like, if you do that every time, they'd be like, all right, wait a second, you're scamming us. So I've done so many honest orders. I think it just gave to me immediately, which was probably just like
Just a straight refund.
From us. I don't know if they penalized the driver because I don't think the driver's supposed to like dig through the bag and make sure your food's there, right?
Yeah, that'd be funny if you tipped the driver, but then said half your food's missing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want him to get penalized.
Right. And let's be clear, the driver was driving all around town, not giving me my food. So
maybe he did a bad deduction.
But I'm pretty confident it doesn't come out of the driver's pocket for what it's worth.
So final answer, Derek? Right or wrong?
Are we allowed to have gray areas or are we just straight right or wrong?
No, not on this
my
podcast.
gosh.
Not on this
Correct
podcast.
opinions.
So yeah, correct opinion. And let me be clear. If I said, I don't know if I did half. I want to say I did probably 35% of the total. I said wasn't there.
That's a gray area then.
All right. He's voting gray. That was smart.
I'm going wrong, but I still respect you.
Okay. That's actually a great answer. What would you do, Jake?
I think that the tribe has spoken. You are wrong. You're voted off the island.
All right. I won't do it again.
Uh-huh. I think that next time, what you should do is as soon as you place your order and it shows you how much time.
I'll say that you gave me too much. How do I pay you more? And make it right.
Yes,
this is
you
too much
should
food.
do that, but you should screenshot.
Honestly, my eyes were bigger than my stomach.
Come on back and you can take some of my fries off.
You should screenshot when it says like it'll be here in 30 to 45 minutes. That way, if the time changes, you can say, hey, this is the original estimate.
Yeah.
It's now wrong.
It's just back in the good old days, you would have like the direct contact with the driver.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? You just call and be like, hello, like,
Yeah, you
who's
can't
this?
do that anymore.
And now they're like, you have called Grubhub to be connected to your driver. And then most of the time, like, we cannot get a hold of. They protect them.
That was so annoying. If you ever lose anything in an Uber or anything like that, you're only allowed to call them like once. That's like their new rule now. I think it's to like protect them so you can't bother them. But it's like if they don't answer that one time, then you
gotta hope they're nice people.
Yeah.
And I get it too. I bet that gets old. We host very often now with people bringing kids over and whatnot. The amount of stuff left behind at our homes, unbelievable.
Well, that's
and
good. It makes them come back to Bible study next week.
True.
You want it, come back.
But I'm about to announce, hey, if it's here, it's mine.
No.
Because it's out of control. It's out of control.
It is
7
kind
things
of,
a week.
It is crazy.
Baby bottle, baby shoes, a guy's Nalgene, someone's hat.
If he's still
It's
using an
crazy.
Nalgene, toss it in the fire, dude.
Oh,
Wait.
that's really satisfying when a guy's like, "Hey, did I leave my Nalgene?" And I had to say, "Is this the one with all these national park stickers on it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just wanted you to admit to the whole group that you're still rocking that in 2025."
Get in a wallet like the rest of us.
Yeah, I think that we should just have a lost and found box, and they have to pay us.
Oh, I mean, sounds like a box Thomas would love. Just a box full of toddler things.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, do you have any stories of going Karen on somebody? I just feel like
Yeah.
you've got something
This
in there.
week in our neighborhood.
Oh, this week.
So we have a dog, and I'm a big dog guy, but there's one that just won't stop barking all day and all night. They let him out at like 4 a.m. every morning, just barks. And we've gone to them directly.
They let him out at 4 a.m.
Yeah. So I don't know what their
Brutal
schedule
in
is.
the first place.
Yeah.
Sucks for the dog.
And so we are signing an official letter. I have to put my signature on it that I'm upset about this dog.
I'm upset about the dog.
Yeah. That just won't stop barking. And
What's like the resolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you?
so we had to go to the dog pound. So that sounds like really rough. And
You took the dog and like, here's
No.
where you're gonna be if you don't.
so we still have to sign it, and then they has to go through a court thing to actually do anything to these people. It's not going to take their dog at first, but it's their like real final warning that they have to do something.
It's like you call DFS on the dog.
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Just
yeah.
like, hey,
Wow.
look into this.
And it barks. It's a nocturnal dog.
So what did the owners say when you went to them directly?
So there's 2 houses behind us that actually have awful dogs that just bark at each other the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So one is directly behind us. It's pool house. And then one next to it we call trash house because they have like just cars in their backyard that they're going to work on someday. That's been, like,
Someday,
7
yeah.
years.
Cool.
But they've still got covers on them.
And we live in a nice neighborhood, so this isn't like
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
We have rabid
trash
dogs
house.
barking all night, and we live next to a junkyard. But it's nice. I'm joking.
But
And did you try to confront them?
yeah, it's more like from behind the fence, tell
Hey.
them to shut their dog up a
Like
little
Tim the
bit.
Toll Man?
And was it confrontational, or are they just like, "Oh, sorry"?
There's just not a lot going up in their head, and they just
oh wow,
they're,
this
they're
is
yell-
getting really.
Have you tried like a BB gun or anything?
Oh my gosh, Trey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So
that
or rubber
definitely
bullet.
would not.
Doesn't have to be BBs.
No. That is just a little bing.
Is that's not legal?
we have gone tactical where there's this little device
Tactical.
that plays this noise that dogs don't like that I put in the corner.
Okay.
And it worked for a little bit, but then I think it became immune to it.
Right.
It got
Wow.
stronger.
Yeah, it got
Wore it
stronger.
down. Yeah, you made it stronger, louder.
What kind of
That
dog are we
sucks.
talking?
I think it's also like a pit bull mix too, which just adds to
Big
my
dog. Scary. Well, good luck with that.
great neighborhood.
Have you guys
Yep,
ever
great
heard
neighborhood.
of
Gotta come by for a barbecue.
barbecue or an old Nissan? Have you guys heard of barrier frustration? I think that's what it's called. It's like this
No.
dog psychology thing. Basically, it's like, for whatever reason, dogs get like, maybe not even frustrated, but they bark if there is some kind of barrier in front of them. Like I've seen videos before where like these 2 dogs are just barking at each other through a fence, and then they just open
Oh,
the
yeah,
gate
yeah.
and then just like totally cool with each other.
Oh, I've
It's like
seen that.
it's
yeah.
a real thing in dogs. And so, Derek, you have to like you have to knock everyone's fence down, I think, in
Okay.
your neighborhood. Anyone with a problem dog,
So
you have to uninstall their fence.
So they did just build a fence because my next door neighbors have chickens. Again, nice neighborhood. All right. And
Derek lives at the zoo.
and that dog that we really don't like did come over and eat one of the chickens
Oh,
too. So it's been a
I'm
problem.
shocked he only ate one.
I think I got full. And then
That's a
just,
vicious dog. Ate a whole chicken.
Oh, I mean,
Chicken
usually
is good, though.
they'll ransack the whole coop. I've like
You've
seen
seen
that.
the carnage.
Yeah, I mean dogs are not known for like being moderate eaters. They're not like whoa. Let's say calorie deficit.
I'll stick to the breast, no thighs.
I'm not gonna go
no
crazy.
thighs.
Yeah, I mean they'll take down the whole thing.
Anything else in your neighborhood? He's like, God, it's just so
Have I told this story?
there's so much meth smoke coming out.
things have been cleared over with my neighbors who I try to get, or not try to get, who I said, is Trump really that bad? And
Oh yeah,
they're good.
you're doing better.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. So it's a nice.
I got a buddy who has chickens, and the raccoons were giving him some trouble. And so I can't remember if I told this or not, but he was trying to do the right thing. And so he like took the raccoons like 30 minutes away so they wouldn't come back. So drives 30 minutes with like raccoons in his truck.
Just dragging them with a rope behind.
Yeah, like a just married
I'll do
cans.
it right. Yeah. You got to take them 30 miles out. It's like, geez.
Oh, wow. I mean, they're going to be dead by the first mile.
Yeah. All right. I'll do it.
And yeah, because he read somewhere online, like if they're within 25 miles, they could find their way back. They'll sniff it out. So he drives them 30 miles out of the way, drops them off. He's like, I don't know, let's drop them off at like a park, I guess. Middle of the day, drops them off.
Play place. All right.
Drop him in Derek's front lawn.
Yeah. There's already
And
so many animals back here.
he's like, all right, I did it. Puts the car in reverse, runs over the raccoon.
All right, they said 30 miles.
Yeah, drove 30 miles and just blasted him with a
I thought you meant
revolver.
the ghost of the raccoon would know. Dude, my dad. Dude, it's so funny. It's just great hanging out. I can't wait till our kids are old enough to get the generational differences. Like we'll be 40 saying stuff. The kids will be like, Dad, you can't.
Yeah.
My dad and Katie's dad will get going. It's hilarious. My dad was like, I gotta tell you a funny story. My buddy, he bought a donkey to like graze his property, and he was done with the donkey. So they tried to sell it, couldn't get rid of it. And he lives in an area where guns aren't legal. So he went out and got his bow and arrow and just and he said, hey, this thing wouldn't go down. So he's putting several, and the thing wouldn't. So then he did illegally shoot it. And it's just like this funny story over dinner where you're like, this isn't a normal story. This is brutal. But hey,
man.
That's where you grew up out in the country. I remember meeting some, because I'm from Oklahoma, but I lived in a town. I met some real farm boys who they were like, wait, you know, that's like you bring dogs somewhere to put them down?
Yeah.
Putting them down is my dad taking them out back and
putting their head down
Clint
in the
Eastwood
pond
style, just taking their life. They're like, all right, this dog's it's done. Yeah, the city brain can't comprehend that. But
I remember Rachel's first Christmas with my family, just a couple years ago. My dad's telling stories about how we first trained our dog. And I remember him saying, because we had this of course, free dog we got from the pound. It's like this old hunting dog, tough as nails. We tried to set up this electric fence for him, and nothing was working. We turned it up to like the horse level. He's still just standing over. It's like he's being pet. He's like, this feels kind of nice. He kind of likes it.
Sicko.
And so then my grandpa was like, hey, I know what to do. So my grandpa takes Lucky out on the horse level and pours water on him. And it's like, well, this will show him. And Rachel's just like, oh my gosh. And the rest of our family's like, yep, that's how you teach him.
That's how you teach him.
He'll learn.
That'll learn. Dude, that's funny. Yeah, guys got a little more of that in them. Even today, Katie's I'm a big fan of Thomas. Oh, he shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, he'll fall and he'll learn.
My dad was big on that too.
And boy, will he fall. This morning, I felt bad. I gave him a purple Nurple on accident.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little clip-on, it wasn't a passy, but some toys have a little clip, so it just stays on their shirt.
That's nice.
He's like, clip it on me. I'm like, okay. And I just went, boom. 2 seconds. He goes, he just, I was like, what? I'm like, oh my God, it's attached. Take it off. You lift his shirt up. It's just right on the. He's just standing there like, what did you do to me? I was like, that probably really hurt. Sorry.
My dad was big on that because my mom would just, I was the firstborn. She was always giving me purple.
Mm-hmm.
No,
son,
have fun at school. And I think she was very worried about me. Like, it might get cold at recess. You got to put on a coat. And my dad was big on yeah. He's not an idiot. Like if he's cold, he will figure it out. He will bring a coat tomorrow.
Have you pinched any of your kids in the car seat on their thighs, clipping it in?
I did kind of barely one time, and it was enough that it made me very sad.
Yes,
I've done that. You have to be careful. The one I did that was bad that I learned to be careful was Thomas when he was real little. I zipped on one of the zippers. He got his hand in there. I zipped the hand. Like so now whenever get the hands away, you learn. That firstborn, they get borderline beat to death. Like, all right, don't do that again.
Speaking of purple Nurples, I got a little something close to the Nurple area.
Got a third nipple added?
Went to the dermatologist.
Uh-oh.
First ever visit.
First ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you guys had your first ever visit?
No.
I've been every year since I was 16.
Oh yeah, your neighbor. We talked about this.
I was a lifeguard for 4 years. I probably should go.
You've never been?
No.
Well, I mean, why would he go?
Because
he's got a junkyard to deal with.
that is how you detect skin cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Katie. Trey, do you think about that?
So you're waiting to see if you got it?
Yeah, one in front, one in back, removed. Which I did not think I was going to be getting anything removed on my first ever.
Was it
I thought
just-
They
they'd
really,
ease me
they really
into it.
dig it out of you, man.
Yeah,
Wait,
they
did you
do.
just scrape it for like a biopsy?
Or you cut it out, like deadened it, stitches, all that.
No stitches. This was like, hey,
A
so
scrape.
I just saw your wife. She
scrape.
tells me you do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You're going to feel a little burning. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And it did burn.
Nothing frozen. Get something frozen's crazy. That's why I've been to the dermatologist. I'm a wart boy.
Dude, I had one
I get
just
warts.
go away. No freezing,
Oh, cool.
nothing. How's that happen? That's pretty crazy.
No idea.
Just went away like a month ago. Anyway, they just took one mole off my front, one mole off my back, sending it to the paleontologist, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will let me know if I am good or not.
All right.
3,000-year-old fossil. Who would have thought? Yeah, that's such a lame. Of all the doctor's visits, I think it's my least favorite. I had to do a dentist. I get a cavity the other day. Filled in.
Rachel got her first cavity like 2 weeks ago.
Mine was apparently, it was like because I think as a kid growing up, I had maybe 2.
Okay.
And he was like, it looks like 1 they had filled. It's time to refill it, I guess.
Okay.
But dude, it wasn't very painful, but I had no idea. They gave me dead and stuff, and then he injected me repeatedly.
Yeah.
I couldn't feel my mouth half the day. It was not pleasant.
I mean, they're like drilling your tooth.
Yeah, even when you are numb, I don't like the sights and sounds and smells of it. None of it's fun.
I didn't feel very confident when I sat down, and the first girl goes, all right, looks like we got 2 cavities, upper right. I go, two? I'm pretty sure. She's like, sorry, 1 on the left. That's what I'm like, all right, time out. Like,
You got
are we
both things
sure?
wrong.
Are we positive?
Okay, I am not gonna. I'm pretty skeptical of dentists because
Of the whole industry.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I am too.
because-
Really?
Yes, because
Really?
we
I've never
don't-
heard of this.
I mean, unless you can feel the cavity, like they could be like, "Yeah, you got a cavity back there," and you're like, "Okay."
Sure.
I mean,
isn't that that's
heard,
every professional ever doing anything?
but
They're like, hey, we built your house. Have fun living in there. It's like, this could collapse. I,
I mean-
don't know.
I also felt like that at one point about our house, but like
Katie loves
other
to-
other doctors, you go because
Something's
start
hurting.
hurting or something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard of people who they'll get like a second opinion by a doctor or a dentist, and they'll be like, "Yeah, there's no cavity here."
How'd they get yours so big?
What do you mean?
Your teeth? Can they get it? Can they?
It's like proportional to my forehead.
Oh, they're kind of
Yeah,
connected.
it's like
It's like your feet and hands.
Yeah. It's like you wouldn't want
That's
them to
cool.
be out of proportion. So
Oh, you look beautiful. I signed up. And but Katie loves to be like, she's like, Trey, look at the ceiling. Look at the ceiling. There's cracks. There's a crack in the ceiling. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that house is just kind of
yeah,
settle. You know, you
but
hear that.
there
She's like, I don't
is-
know. That's a big crack.
There is
It's
a
falling
line
down.
where all of a sudden, I mean, at some point, cracks in the house are bad. It means your foundation is moving. So what's the line there?
I think it's funny because what does that mean though? Because I feel like you're saying that and you have no. Listen, I have no clue, but I feel like you have no clue either. You're like, the foundation's moving. Like, where is the foundation?
And would the cracks be in the ceiling if the foundation's moving? Wouldn't the cracks be like in the foundation?
Well, there could be a crack in the foundation,
Okay.
but
But the ceiling, which is made of like drywall?
right, but it means that it's like shifting in a way that
Tectonic
it's causing.
plates.
Yep, tectonic plates. We are right over a tectonic plate.
San Andreas fault line.
We're over a fault line. Yeah, that's why we got such a good deal.
So,
Okay.
but some of our cracks are looking pretty bad.
Okay. Well,
It's probably just rain damage, which is also just fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like
that was funny.
Jake's
We have
not
speakers.
chimney connected.
Yeah.
We have speakers in our ceilings, which are not connected to anything. I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything with
Just
that. but
decorative.
One was dripping. It was dripping. When we had a bunch of snow on the roof, it was dripping.
It's like a 3-year-old house.
I know. Well, hold on. So you look, and of course, you're like, that's not good.
Yeah.
Google's amazing. Very quickly, I saw so many different Reddit threads and stuff of the similar problem, and 95% of people saying, yeah, that's probably just condensation.
Oh.
You'd probably just need a better insulate up there, but it's just some moisture and it's condensing on that metal speaker.
Okay.
But
you run a humidifier.
Katie, she'll see something like that. She's like, water damage. There's water everywhere. Cracks in the roof. Disaster. That's what you do.
Well, to be fair, you just were like, yeah, Reddit is probably right. Meanwhile, we could have water piling up in our ceiling.
Could. Good.
And so I guess we'll just see.
I guess we'll just
See if the
wait.
cracks get worse.
Yeah. And when the water starts coming through the cracks, then we'll know, huh?
Mhm.
That's when you really know.
That's when you really know. All right, we got some content to respond to. Just play one of these. I've really been enjoying. I don't know if it's my algorithm, but I'm seeing more and more of these, different gurus, these experts saying, hey,
Do this.
everyone's seen that little bald brain doctor?
Yep.
He's starting to wear me out.
Bald
He's
brain
everywhere.
doctor.
He'll be like, even a sip of alcohol you'll live less.
Okay.
Shut up.
Well, I mean,
And he'll say, hey, your kid's screen time before 3 years old, it should be 0.
Okay.
Or they'll never get out of the teens on the ACT or something. He says crazy stuff like that. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of these experts online that above you. You see the new divorce attorney guy who's popping everywhere?
What's he up to?
no.
Have you seen this?
It's not in my algorithm. Why is it in your algorithm?
He's just
Yeah.
at
Why is it?
yeah, his rates are crazy high. No, he's a divorce attorney, and I guess that means he's now an expert on marriage.
Okay.
But he's just
giving
like
marriage advice.
Content creator.
well, he's just like, I've seen a lot of it. Here's what
Oh,
I
I
here's what I see how these divorces happen. But he's just very charismatic, entertaining.
I did see.
and now he's like he tells you marriage advice.
Is he the one that said if you care about your kids too much, you get divorced?
Maybe, probably. They say all sorts of crazy
I
stuff.
can see it. I did see a woman who is a divorce attorney who was kind of doing the same thing. Like, these are the top. If your husband is any of these, you will not get a divorce.
Okay.
And I don't
Wow.
remember the other two,
Influencer,
but
influencer.
the top one was accountant. If your husband is an accountant, you're safe.
That's amazing. That's such a blanket statement.
Yeah.
Accountants don't get
Name.
divorced.
Think of one accountant you know who's gotten divorced.
Can't name
Name
them.
one.
Yeah, can't think of them.
Yeah. Because I've never known one to get married. Losers.
Yo.
Maybe
Oh,
that's
play one of these. I have a few guru videos. What's this one? Luck of the draw. 5 habits you're doing that secretly make everyone dislike you.
Question mark.
I want to go
Trigger
through these
warning.
5 habits that make people instantly dislike you.
yes. So these are tiny little
Pause.
things
Pause.
that
I already dislike that guy.
Yeah, I don't like his laugh.
The way he did. yeah. So this guy's a guru on being liked, apparently.
Or
Okay.
disliked.
okay.
Or disliked. Yeah, maybe he's really good at being disliked. He's like, here's the ones that make me crush it. All right, here we go. Let's see. My deal with these is this going to be info that helps you or the most obvious things imaginable? What do you
Yeah.
think?
I'm going to say they don't even give us all 5 in this video. I'm going to say they
that's
give us like
probably-
3, and one of
Follow
them
for
is
more.
the
For
dumbest
part
thing you've
2.
ever heard of.
All right, here we go.
a lot of people do without even realizing that they're doing this sort of stuff. First one is
Oh my god, it's so true.
Charlie Hooper is a leading expert in charisma and confidence.
They're not
his
going to tell us
insights and
anything.
Well,
practical techniques have helped millions of people master communication.
I really
and
thought
body
they were going
language.
to tell
to
us.
thrive in both personal and professional relationships.
How important is charisma and confidence?
It's perhaps the most underrated piece of success, and it's your ability to speak with conviction, the ability to influence someone, ability to connect with people. I mean, look at Donald Trump. He talked his way into the literal presidency of the United States of America. It's so incredibly powerful.
And is it something that you can learn?
Yeah, and I'm a testament to that because growing up, I was invisible. Not making new friends, not forming connections.
think they're
I
telling
wasn't
us, but
dating
we
because
are
there was
pretty
this
engaged
fear
in
that I would
this
get hurt.
Where did that come from?
Part of it is through the experiences that I had. One of them was being sexually abused.
Covered a lot of
And
ground
I
here.
felt disgusted with myself.
Is that one of the top 5 ways to be disliked?
Okay, I didn't cut that.
To abuse people.
Hurt.
That's good to know.
Um,
Do you want your likability confidence expert to have been a loser as a kid?
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else.
Oh no. I'm gonna move on from the controversial
feel
topic.
like
But if you're like, hey
it's
man, I
'cause
want to
he-
train you in basketball. I'm pretty good now. As a kid, I was trash.
I didn't have it
Well,
genetically.
Yeah, because people who just like have things naturally didn't have to work as hard
Oh, good
don't-
counterpoint.
and don't have to like
Ooh.
understand it as
Okay.
well.
I would say my thought on this stuff in general is if you are teaching it, you're not that successful because you're not
Right.
running a business. You're not like out
Right.
crushing something else. You're like, well,
That-
I could fake sell people confidence.
That is like, I think we've touched on that on this podcast, but
Yeah.
I've been suckered into a few guys, so I'm like, maybe they could teach me these things. If a guy is selling a course, you can get. There's no way he's excelling at that thing that much because you wouldn't be. I'm not telling you every other day how to be an influencer. I'm
You're doing
trying to be an influencer. Actually,
Yeah.
a comedian influencer, a podcaster. I'm an influencer.
And
I'm
last-
not embarrassed by that.
Loving husband.
Loving husband. Yeah. What if?
And after that,
If dad. It's bad if one day I'm just like, guys, here's top 5 ways to be a husband. Buy my course. I am not even talking to her.
Okay, I actually saw. I didn't look further into
And I'm
it,
not doing
but the LeBrants.
Oh, how are they doing? Cole and Sav?
I saw some video pop up that they maybe have bought into an MLM and they were trying to like recruit their followers.
Okay,
let's
come
dig
on.
into that.
Let's dig into that.
And I feel like
What's the MLM?
Neolife.
Oh, that's a good one.
Pickleball brand.
Dude. So
Neolife scam. Let's join a cult with Cole LeBrant.
all right.
That's what
I'm
it
excited to watch that later. Neolife's a whole food nutrition supplement. Yeah, it's MLM. Why?
They're probably making $1 bazillion.
I mean, there are, if you're going to do an MLM, being an influencer, if you can pull that off, you're going to make a lot of money. But I don't know if you've done that.
Neolife. But yeah, I'm with you. It is good that he learned how to be confident, I guess, and how to have charisma.
Because if you just were naturally, then what do you have to tell people? You're like, I don't know, I just am.
But I would still rather learn from that person than someone who like found a way to like manipulate charisma or to like make charisma a formula. Like I'd kind of rather just be around someone who can do it easier.
I think it was from this guy or someone that they're like, all right, here's having a conversation. What do people like to ask? What do people like? They ask you, what do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do? And that's a terrible question. That's a terrible question because what if someone doesn't like what they do? What if that's someone? So a better question is you go up to someone and you're meeting them. You go, what are you working on that excites you? And if someone asks me that question, dude, I would want to never talk to them again. Who asked that question?
I kind of agree. I feel like if that's the very first question you ask
are
me,
you a therapist? Chill out.
Yeah.
I met you 90 seconds ago.
The one that bothers me, and I got this a lot from going to a Christian college, Christian summer camp a lot of my early years, was people would say, hey man, nice to meet
Going
you.
to hell?
How are you? And then before I can answer,
No.
How's your heart?
how are you really?
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
or how's your
listen,
heart? I mean,
listen,
just
we
fill in
all-
the
we all
blank.
just say yes to this question, but
Everyone
I
says
really-
good, fine, great, but how are you doing?
How are you?
There's like an outstretched hand, your fist shaking back and forth, shaking their head.
I'm receiving.
I don't like that.
I'm receiving that your life. I'm receiving a word that your life isn't perfect right now.
And maybe there's something at some point now or in your past that was disappointing. Am I getting somewhere? I thought so.
Let's see another one. Let's see another one. Shout out Diary of a CEO. This is where they get all these experts on.
Yeah, I read his book.
I just struggle. Like, I was listening to Bill Burr on a podcast, and he was like, all these politicians, these people, I mean, they're psychos because to sign up for this, you have to just be convinced you know
Right.
the answers, which isn't that an inherently psychotic thing to do? Like, here's how you master being cool. Like, dude, there's no way you're cool.
What sentence did you just say? Here's how you what?
Here's how you master being cool. How are you? All right, let's keep going.
The single most important thing that will determine your future is your sense of who you are. And that's not like some, spiritual, get connected with you. This is like...
Okay, pause.
Okay.
This is a white guy talking for our audio listeners. That was crazy.
I didn't see that coming.
Could you imagine if it was a white guy? He's like, no, it's who you are. It's like, I'm an Indian man. No. You'd be like, dude, you can't talk like that.
I like where we paused it too. That's great.
Honestly. Indian accent, probably my favorite. Like a thick Indian accent like that. It has a nice pop to it.
It does. Yeah, it hits.
Anyway.
Watch some Bollywood movies. All right, what's this guy? How you think affects your future?
Yeah, let's.
Right? If you believe you are a loser, the empathic circuits of other people's brains will detect that in you and they will treat you like a loser. You carry who you are
Is it
with you.
supposed to be
That's why you get into
earth-shattering,
failed
or-
relationship number 1, failed relationship number 2, failed relationship number 3 until you changed. And when you change, your sense of identity changes, then your future will change. The single most...
Now, I have a marketing degree that basically doesn't exist, but empathic circuits is new for me.
Really stupid degree to get. Dude, think about your marketing degree. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean,
we could talk about marketing degree too. It's also
he is marketing.
ooh,
Thanks.
take that.
Oh,
Big marketing guy. Hey,
checkmate.
Are you financing things?
what do you call this right here?
No. All right.
I'm not engineering anything. Anyways.
Whatever empathic circuits are, I don't know what that means, but it sounds like that. You ever hear that thing where like you ever notice you can never catch a fly? It's because they know they can read the waves in your brain and they know you're about to like hit them before you hit them. Sounds like that same thing. He's like, whatever you think, other people can tap into your brain. So be careful what you think.
Everyone can read minds, man. That's what you're saying. Like, what?
Everyone can read your mind,
But
so
what
be
he's
careful.
saying isn't like, yeah, like if you kind of think you're a loser, then like you are acting like a loser.
Well, he's saying that other people can detect how you think about yourself.
If you think you're a loser, guess what? Everyone's going to be able to feel that and treat you like a loser.
They're going to be able to taste it.
Do you believe that?
I do believe that.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Because I've known quite a few people who think they're awesome, and I treat them terribly because they're the worst.
I don't want to give them the satisfaction.
So, boom. I mean, was that not a perfect example? That's not true at all. Think if there's someone that's like, oh, this guy thinks he's really funny. I do not laugh at him.
Yeah. Oh, this person has a lack of confidence. Oh, I'll be really mean to him.
Yeah.
Man.
Dude, do you see that one guy over there in the corner twiddling his thumbs?
Yeah. What about my sympathy circuits?
Let's go up.
Do those work?
I'm empathically going to bully him. That guy's a dork. All right. Let's do something next. These are fun. I like these.
Renting is wasting money.
Yep.
And the logic goes, well, if my rent is $2,000 a month or £2,000 a month, my mortgage is only going to be £2,000 a month. So we might as well buy a house because then we get to keep the asset.
Are you trying to get me mad right now? I'm starting to sweat just hearing this because you're right. That's what they say. Should I just dismantle these arguments once and for all right now?
Sure.
Okay.
Pause.
Renting is not throwing.
Yeah. A lot of these guys don't get off to a good start.
Have you seen this guy before?
No.
He's making the rounds saying renting's better than owning,
Oh,
which is
hot take.
great. You know, he's going to break down in some way, shape, or form, but it's
I'm all ears.
yeah. I mean, how long's this clip? I don't want to go too
3
financial.
minutes.
Just play. Let's play the next 30 seconds.
Throwing away money.
Renting's not
Just
throwing
like
money.
going to a sushi restaurant is not throwing money away on sushi. You're paying for something, you're getting value. It's fantastic. The next argument they use is you're paying your landlord's mortgage. I go, okay, aren't you paying the sushi owner's mortgage when you go there and get sushi? Funny, we never think about it like that. We only think about paying the landlord's mortgage. Finally, we have to understand that buying a house can be a good financial decision. It can be. But renting and investing the difference can also be a good decision. And right now in the US, in the top 50 US metro cities, it is cheaper to rent than to buy.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I don't eat sushi though. So should I buy or rent?
Who's ever? Is that something people say a lot? When I rented, I wasn't every month just like tell the landlord you're welcome for the mortgage payment. I don't think I ever thought like that. I was just like, yeah, I'm renting.
I mean, because
money goes poof by.
we don't know. Maybe he already paid his mortgage off.
Yeah, maybe it goes straight to his wallet.
It's a stupid analogy. If there was a sushi restaurant I could go to where, you know, a portion of the bill I paid got to give me equity in the restaurant, I would go there instead. Stupid analogy. Sushi's good though. I like sushi. It's so funny too, comparing a dinner to $2,000 a month. Maybe he's going $2,000 sushis.
Yeah, he didn't really touch on the down payment. I feel like that's a big piece of the buying the house.
Yeah.
That should have been his argument.
Yeah, should have led with that.
I just got confused on sushi.
Anyway, you should buy instead of rent. All right. No one's gonna rent and then take the other money and invest it. You know, complicate it. No. Anyway,
Dude, Rachel and I had premarital counseling. I mean, probably just 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago this time we
How
were at
boring
premarital
was that?
counseling.
who won?
Who
I
I'll tell you,
destroyed mine.
we both lost because it was not good. This is like a great church and a big church. We think with a lot of resources. And anyway, we got to the finance thing one night and these people like definitely drinking the Ramsey Kool-Aid a little too much. And they were like, every one of you guys like raise a hand if you have a credit card. Like, okay. And they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
What? I'm 31. Talk to me like I'm 19.
That was premarital counseling.
Yeah. And then they were like, I don't think
Is
any
this
of you guys
premarital
should.
group sessions.
Yeah, group session. So
Oh.
that's why we both lost as well.
I see. Okay.
The other couples won. Yeah, the group session. They said, yeah, cut up your credit cards. Like right now. Like I owe money on it. I have auto pay set up. Cut it up.
Sorry.
Were
And then they
people
said,
cutting theirs up in the church.
I never saw any scissors.
Okay.
I think most people were like, I'm going to keep on. I'm going to double check this.
Let's get a couple points.
And they also said, don't buy a house unless you can buy it in cash.
Oh, there you go.
my.
I mean, hey,
Not even Ramsey says that.
yeah, I know. That's tough. But hey, you wouldn't be you smart.
They told a wild story. Me and Rachel still like laugh about this, but they were like, so, we're big on, we carry no debt. We try to be safe. So that's always good. But they were like, a couple years ago, I needed emergency surgery. And so it cost $2,000. We didn't have that in cash. Cheap surgery. And also they didn't have $2,000 worth of like emergency fund. So a few red flags here. And they go, and we didn't have enough credit to finance this either. So I was like, this just sounds awful. And then they said like they borrowed money from their friends. So I was like,
yeah, smart.
What's the takeaway
Straight
here?
cash. What's the takeaway?
Did they buy their house in cash?
I don't know.
Then
It was interesting.
They didn't. I mean, that's called house poor. If you bought your house in cash and then
broke,
and then you couldn't even pay for a surgery, bad choices.
Yeah,
shouldn't be healthier.
I don't know.
I mean,
it was odd.
That is a weird.
How long have we been going?
47.
Oh wow, we're having fun.
One night I brought. Sorry, I just thought of something else.
Yeah, cue up one more clip. Oh yeah, what?
One night I brought in an acai bowl to eat.
And they lost their mind probably.
They were like, "What kind of ice cream is that?"
Oh, they're like so Midwestern.
They didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, so they think I'm just just bringing in a big bowl of ice cream with strawberries, blueberries, and granola all over it, and then just chopping on it during.
You guys gotta put a whole banana on your ice cream. It's a game changer. It's a game. No one ice cream needs a bunch of honey on it. Anyone else? It's not sweet enough.
Seen a smoothie before.
Yeah.
What is that?
They turn the ice cream
funny.
purple. That's fantastic. All right, one more. These are fun.
To hide your true feelings. It's about amplifying them with the right cues.
Okay, my most extreme students. Okay. Oh, she has students. This is making people dislike you, it says.
Oh, another thing. Okay.
Good.
Are the students who are very, very smart, very talented, and good at what they do.
Katie?
But they don't know what cues to send, and so they completely shut down. They try to become stoic, unreadable. They try to have no facial expressions. They literally try to poker face all the time.
Who is this?
As
Just
they
good
try
students?
to
Yeah,
make
pause.
connections.
So yeah, I guess I'll try to. We've all met people like this, right? So I'm Gerald. I went to MIT. I'm brilliant.
Oh, wow.
And so, but again, I'm so smart. I overthink things, so I just go poker face. And how'd she describe it? They give you nothing, stoic, no expressions, blank stare.
Okay.
So then we're meeting. I'm like, okay, and that's the.
Hey, what's up? You must be Big G. I heard. Hey, Gerald. Gerald, right? Some of my friends met you. They called you Big G. You're always helping them out with their assignments, everything. Hey, we're about to grab lunch if you want to join us.
Affirmative.
Awesome. Are you good with pad thai? I notice you're Asian, so figured you'd like it.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. No.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
That's Gerald.
All right. So how do we solve it? How does Gerald fix it? Gerald the Asian.
Let's see.
Meet a partner, make friends. People don't like them. People don't trust them. They can't get buy into their ideas. And those are the students where I see the biggest transformation. They don't realize that muting your cues is a danger zone cue. If you try to be stoic and unreadable, people literally cannot get a read on you. And so my biggest transformations have happened when I can say, you don't need to hide your true feelings. It's about amplifying them with the right cues. There's a famous example of this. Jamie Siminoff, founder of Ring. So I don't know if
famous.
you ever watched Shark Tank.
Of course I did.
Yeah. So in this episode, for those who haven't seen it, Jamie Siminoff entered the tank and he pitched $1 billion idea. Literally $1 billion idea, because it went on to raise funding from Shaq and Richard Branson. But in the tank, he pitches the
Shaq
idea.
invests in everything.
And he gets so much pushback and so much negotiation, and he walks out of the tank without a deal. In fact, the Sharks did not like him. What happened? He had the $1 billion idea, but he did not know how to share it. This is the biggest transformation I see, is people who have brilliant ideas. They're good people, they're hardworking people, and they cannot get buy-in. They cannot make friends, they cannot find partners.
Ooh,
But-
threw in can't find partners there at the end. That sucks.
Yikes. But she said he went on to get Shaq to invest.
And Richard Branson, and it's the Ring
I guess
doorbell
Shaq,
company.
I guess he kind of just what do you say? Jimmy Siminoff.
Jimmy Siminoff. It's very famous.
Yeah, I guess maybe he could speak back. He could kind of speak Shaq's language, I guess, a little bit.
Maybe so.
So let's say you're Siminoff, so he's kind of like Gerald. I'm like,
Hey, Sharks, or hey, Shaq.
Yeah.
hey Shaq. But remember, you no cues, stoic.
Oh, that's right. I'm Jimmy Siminoff.
Yeah. I'm Shaq.
Hey,
How you doing, brother?
you ever
I like your vibe is similar to mine. We got a similar vibe. Here's $1 million.
I was thinking more because it's
You got a deal. You got a deal.
Camera on door.
You got a deal. And that's how it's done.
That's definitely how that went down, for sure.
Richard Branson. What does he care? He's on an island. Anyway, yeah, see, that lady, more power to her, but I guess she makes a living just going on somewhere and being like, I know smart guys
Who have trouble connecting.
trouble communicating. And here's a great example. This is smart guy with smart technology, but he's total dork. He couldn't get a deal. And so I help people go, hey, it's okay to not be a dork.
Yeah, I mean,
then
she just said common sense for 60 seconds.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Just like some people are better than some things than others.
It's like I should be like a smart student. It's like I tell you what, I could tell you I've got 1 million students. They're these frat boys. They're cool, they're hot, they get the ladies, but they're dumb as rocks. And I just go, hey, you don't have to be so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be smarter.
Yep.
And
What
that's
if
how
your
Ring
true
was founded?
Yeah. What if your true feelings
That's how
were
Dude Wipe started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Just don't get it. It's like, yeah, the smart guy's weird. Let him be.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that people can't get a read on you. She made it seem like that was an awful thing. It's like
Poker face.
you hide these cues that people are not able to read you. Sometimes
That's
intrigued
kinda
by those
cool.
people.
Sure.
Sometimes you meet someone in 10 minutes, you're like, I know exactly who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Right here, you could read. She's pretty stoic, right? Tough to read.
Stoic.
Oh my god,
Eva.
I could tell right. I could tell right away she's married. She doesn't have a wandering eye,
Oh, wow.
and that she's a good Christian woman.
Oh, wow. All just from looking at my face.
Yeah, but you don't
Forehead.
get much stoic. Forehead.
Wow.
You see, yeah, the forehead signs of
Frontal lobe, very developed.
lawns of act. So
Very developed.
it's like you ever see that guy who's got those crazy quads
Yeah.
bulging out? It's like is that genetic? Does he work out? Both. And frontal lobe. What is that? What's frontal lobe? Short term?
Sure.
All right, let's do a fan video, and then we'll keep going on Patreon. We got a fun surprise on Patreon. I've got my Hallmark script, the framework built out, so we're gonna review that. I need
The
your
Hallmark
opinion.
movie script.
Hallmark movie. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
So that's on Patreon, patreon.com/Trey Kennedy. We do an extra episode every week. Thanks for the support, and again, send us fan videos at TreyKennedy.com/correct opinions. Who we got today? Derek. Oh,
Hi, Trey, Jake, Katie, Baby Man Derek,
Yo.
Little Eva. I'm Jeanette. I'm just had to make this in response to the real estate scam call that Trey got on the pod this week. I've been getting real estate scam text messages since before I could own real estate, like when I was 16. I get them for the same address in a city I don't live in a house I've never lived in.
Huh.
They're always addressed to a person named Clayton. And so I don't really know why I get them.
Yeah.
But I just
Give it
have to
up.
share, Trey. You're not alone. I get those all the time. So love the pod. Love laughing every week with you guys. I sit here working from home, cackling at my desk. So appreciate you.
thank you.
Relentless.
I get them. I'm not kidding. Almost every day.
Call her a text about real estate.
Just like you got these houses, man. Let me.
Back for the Patreon.
Oh, okay. What do we got to do? You still have to feed her.
Get her a
I got
pink bowl
one,
ice cream.
Got one. I'm starting to get a new one where it's like your Delta flight's ready to board.
Oh, really?
What is that scam?
Did you guys get the one about toll roads this week?
No.
A lot of people in Kansas City got it. Did you get that, Derek?
No, I did not. No.
Yeah, just a toll roads notice. Like, oh, big long text. You have convicted of toll evasion. Our records show your vehicle's been involved in an incident.
I got one while we're recording. Hey, I'm a licensed healthcare broker. We got some options of blah 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 blah. Can I send you a quote?
I don't even understand what that means. A healthcare broker?
Yeah. What is
a broker? Is a tricky word. One of those adult words I haven't quite figured out yet.
I get the ones that you owe 10,000 or more in taxes all the time, which I'm a patriot, pays taxes, but like it's since our podcast, I've had 2 missed calls, and it's the fake tax people.
Oh man, when I was real young, I was a solo guy I was making a living all by myself. I was doing my own bookkeeping, and so my biggest fear ever was the IRS. I was like had this crazy fear of like I'm trying so hard. I'm sure you're gonna do something wrong. They're gonna call me one day, and you hear these. It's crazy how much they scare you. I don't know. You hear it through the grapevine, like they'll just show up, man. They'll just ruin your life,
ransack you.
And I got the call one day. It was a voicemail. It's like, this is someone so from the IRS. You have big problems. You have to call me back. Something. And I remember, I'll never forget. I was outside a Messenger coffee on the sidewalk. I mean, just beside myself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, I knew this day would happen. I called my accountant. I was like, dude, I got this call. And they're just kind of laughing. Like, oh, yeah. They will never call you.
Yeah, IRS
not
doesn't
real.
Intimidate you like
yeah,
that.
They don't. And then I remember the lady, she's like, yeah, you're fine. She's like, we had a client who called us, and it was like, yeah. I said, I wired them the thousands of dollars, whatever. They're like, oh my gosh, cancel your credit card. Don't do that.
Jeez. They got me just like a year ago. Cause whenever you file an LLC, I think now you're just the government. They knows you're a business. And so I'll get letters in the mail. It's like, hey, like for Bondi Bowls, they're like, you owe $2,500 in taxes. And I'm going, I haven't even sold anything.
Is that how business works?
Crap. Why did I start this? I mean, it really got me. I was like, I mean, obviously they're the government. Like they know.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking to my friends and I go, no, it's just this thing where the government just assumes what you've like sold and owed. Like they shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They just assume like, probably just pay us like $2,500. We'll call it good. They have no idea what your business is actually doing.
It's a crazy system. Yeah. I used to get an IRS matter. A real one would be like, hey, you're a little off. You owe us another whatever money, which is a bummer because you owe more. But also every time it scared me, I just had this fear that, this guy named Trey in Kansas who makes like not that much money owes us another $1,100 in taxes, and they're like, that's strike 2. If he messes with us one more time, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, we can't keep messing up like this. They're gonna audit me. And I remember just thinking, my new money person, he's like, oh yeah, when people get audited, he's like, I'd love for them to audit you. I have no problem with that. I'd show them. I'd go fight them a lot.
Really?
So you get people like that. I'm like, all right.
Great. I like, maybe let's not like let them know that we want that, but that's cool that you're confident.
Yeah. Well, I guess, being audited isn't necessarily bad as long as you can argue with them and they're following the rules. I mean, if you're blatantly committing crimes, and they audit you, then you're
in bad shape.
You go to jail. But all right, let's keep it rolling. I'm really excited to go over this with you.
Okay.
And I've got a role for you in mind.
Great.
Loosely. So, patreon.com/Trey Kennedy. Thanks for the support. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. See you, Recties. Peace.
Correct opinion.